Achoo! Woo! I don't know if that's spring or if that's allergies or what. Water. H2O is better. Maybe it is early spring. Okay, spring. Here. Do-do-do-do. Check one. Let's try that again. Check one. Pound some more water. La 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 la. What is the difference a day sentiment makes? Sentiment. Turn sentiment on. Turn sentiment off. Never trust your children when you see them. When your teenagers are sleeping 12 hours a day, they're just resting because they can go 4 days in a row with no sleep. They lie. Like, we have to build a robot in 3 days. we might be taking that robot home to build. Okay. Good morning. Apologize for being a few minutes late. I had to shave, brush my teeth, take a shower, you name it, change my clothes, roll out of bed. I have a young daughter who needs lots of help right now. It'll end soon though, hopefully. Hopefully when the team leader and her other teammates show up on Saturday, they're going to be shocked. All right, so you might be wondering what to do here. First of all, good morning. Sorry, I've got some. We've got like early spring happening here. So my nose is stuffed up, but I don't think I'm sick. I think it's just like spring allergies, stuff like that. We've got all kinds of stuff busybodying around. It's First Robotics, baby. First Robotics. Rookie team. What up, Hepcat? Just seeing this, it makes me slightly happy this morning because, of course, You watch the move, the rollover, and then you watch the bottoming. Price action, of course, has been brutal. And then you're looking for the sideways action and hopefully a breakout to the upside. And we're getting close. We're getting real close, aren't we? We're getting to that place where you start to wonder, can sentiment change? Sentiment's a finicky thing, right? I was on BluesSky a day or two ago, and like I somewhat addressed this yesterday early in the day about politics are a finicky thing. When Biden was president, you wouldn't hear shit, would you? There was nothing really to trade. He wasn't used as a heel for trading the stock market. It was pretty easy. And his policies you'd only hear about every once in a while. You'd have to put them on for 15, 20, 30 minutes, and that was it. Sometimes you would still hear some of the politics being given as a reason for decline in stocks. So you'd have to address it. Budweiser, we spoke about yesterday morning with Budweiser and wokeness, and how at that time period, Winky and I were like, hey, peek our ears up, whoop, and look for a dip buy on that stock in particular. Because of politics being used or as a reason for the decline. And of course, right now we've got Trump policy, sentiment, all that stuff wrapped up with Trump. Completely different regime, right? The importance of sentiment. I've always believed that sentiment's one of the weird things that I've always been something that I know matters to the stock market. It can be turned on a dime. It can be turned on and off. Good or bad sentiment can flip like a switch. But all these reasons for what happens in the stock market right now are charged politically, right? So I made a post on BluesSky 2 days ago, I think. Maybe 2 or 3 days ago about Tesla and the noise. This has been a reoccurring topic for us in the show now for, I want to say, since mid-February, but a month. From stopping the show mid cranking, saying we're going to take a look at hedges here. No one wanted to do that. Let's say we're heading into a season of weakness, and then, of course, fucking with Rubner until the market did eventually roll over, I think, on the 18th, which is, I think, what he said. He put his bear suit. He was going to put his bear suit on the 18th or something like that, but we're just dicking with him. And mostly as a vehicle to make you aware of that roll that's coming or expected to come or whatever. So, but it's fascinating to see. It's fascinating to see sentiment, right? It's fascinating to see that you're going to hear this and hear that and hear this and hear that. You're going to hear, pullbacks and seasonal weakness and correction and crash and doom and gloom and bear markets and recession, depression, you name it. They're going to just pile it all on as time passes. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at you to get priced down. Knowing that it's already weak. So, I wondered about that on BluesSky with Tesla, which is, Tesla is still in trend. Even though it's come down far, it's still in its trend. And not only is it in trend, it's in positive trend since the beginning of the bull run. This is the trend for this run that they're still in. And they've hit that trend now twice, and now it'll be the third time, and still staying in a bull trend to the upside. So it does make you wonder or question, does that really matter? When you hear political things, is Budweiser really woke? Is Tesla really going to break a positive trend due to dissatisfaction by the masses, or most of the masses, I guess, at this point? And I don't know if I believe that, that's true. The stock market's a weird thing. It'll use any news that is available to push a narrative for true accumulation distribution. So it's a hard thing to see, a hard thing to separate. It's most certainly, depending upon your leanings and whatever you're listening to, a hard thing to separate, right? It's not easy. So there's a few things here we got to go over here this morning. A few things I want to talk to you about this morning. Some important key things. Remember that you want to stay a buyer of the dip, right? Or seller of the rips in mid-February. You're now a buyer of dip. And you're not a chaser, are you? There's no need to be a chaser. There's no need to be a chaser when you're selling the rip. You're selling the rip from on high. You're buying the dip from out on low. Remember those key things. So let's take a look here this morning at the trigger screen. We have some gappage down below. We have this range right here, right? We've got an expanding wedge of sorts, right? Here's Friday. Here's Monday. Or is this Friday? No, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today Wednesday. I think today's Wednesday. What you want to be doing is, you want to, as I said to you yesterday, is just stay down here. Be a buyer of dips until we begin to break out and above. Once we break out and above, we do a successful back test. We will talk about buying the next dips and the next level. Does that make sense? Until then, you just stay down here. Keep buying dips. We should eventually break out. If sentiment can be flipped on its head to positive, and we can begin to try to escape to the upside, we get some seasonal flows come into the market, and we go down here and show you one more thing. If now these flows coming into the market do need help. They need the market to believe that it can escape and go higher. CTAs are sellers right now, but not. They're starting to wear out on their sell side activity. COTs still look like shit. But CTAs can become motivated to buy. And within a brief that I wrote last night to you, in a brief that I wrote to you last night, you do need to have sentiment help. I was discussing last night. Basically, you got this gap here to close. By the way, I was speaking to you in a brief last night about, like, and I spoke about it on the show earlier this week, that you got, like, Bob works, let's say, at where? Let's pick something. Bob works at, he doesn't work on Main Street anymore. He works at your local plant, some kind of, or he works in an office building somewhere in Chicago. And he does this thing, right? He does CDs, he does 401k, he does whatever he does, saves money however he can, without the wife and the kids taking everything. We'll use Mary. We'll use Mary. Mary works in downtown Chicago. saves as much money as she possibly can. She gets hits with whammies all the time. But when she goes to the hairdresser, everybody's buying Tesla. Everybody's buying GME. Everybody's buying NFTs. Everybody's getting rich off Bitcoin. It's like the shoe shiner, right? Not necessarily the negative part of that. We're going to crash because the shoe shine boy knows, but all the sentiment is, I'm getting rich over here while you're in your conservative savings regime, right? You should get more aggressive, Mary. You've got another 20 years, Mary. Why don't you own stock XYZ? Excuse me, Mary. And so you need to shift the sentiment right now away from uncertainty with Trump policy. Some clarity in that policy and some kind of reassurance that everything's going to be okay. And this doesn't mean that if let's say you like this policy. This isn't to say that this isn't a condemnation of the unknowns about policy or what you think about policy. It's the general vibe. Does that make sense? I personally think Bitcoin's a scam, regardless of the fervor that was centered around it. I'm aware of that fervor around it and that sentiment that doesn't agree with what I think. Does that make sense? So rather than attaching our own feelings to my own feelings or your own feelings to the stock market, you have to be aware that there's uncertainty, even by people that agree with that policy. You cannot deny uncertainty with a lot of what Trump and the White House and Doge is doing. So you kind of have to assuage that so that Mary, Bob, Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to go to their financial advisor or planner or whoever runs their 401k and say, hey, you know what? I heard the stock market had a major decline, and now the CNBC and CNN and wherever I get my news from is telling me the coast is clear to maybe dabble in the stock market once again. You need that sentiment shift. It's important to get a breakout and some new highs and to trade higher. Now, Mary might be late to the party. Bob might be late to the party. We might start squeezing. They're late to the party. They're buying the top up there or something like that. But just be aware of that as we move forward, that you need some clarity or and there's some of that already going on. You saw it. We're talking about yesterday, I think, day before. And on top of that McDonald's, that Tesla post on BlueSky, you could already see it yesterday, right? You saw the AstroTurf with Kudlow and Elon crying, saying, this is my company, I love it. Then you're seeing fucking the epitome of post-capitalism with Trump doing an infomercial for Tesla on the White House lawn. A lot of that stuff is timed and focused on, as hey, let's cheer everybody up, right? Stock market goes up, right? Now, I don't know if they're successful or not in this, or if Trump shits on the whole entire thing. He has a tendency to do that recently, but you're looking for signs of that right where we are. You're looking for signs of life. You're looking for, hey, are they going to start to turn on the what? This is where we're going to circle right back to this right now. What are we looking for? We're looking for the same thing we were looking for in mid-February. When I'm telling you in mid-February, hey, start looking for Rubner to disappear. Remember, I'm like, hey, he hasn't come out because he knows, right? Start looking for the sentiment to shift to doom, right? The AstroTurf machine turns on. Whoop. Market gonna crash. Market gonna correct. Everything is horrible. Let's manipulate the data we're presenting to negative. And we need to do all that stuff so that we're going into seasonal weakness, and we need to amplify the downside move. I think Charlie McGilligot also said something about this a few times in white papers. If you can get people to think or panic, we can get price kind of deep here, right? So you're looking for that shift here where we are. I want you to just pay attention to it, be aware of it, and if you can see that happening, and you see some new flows come into the market, you could see an upside move. Senior strategist this morning made a comment on this too, which was very insightful. Very short comment he made on a post and put up on Twitter this morning. He made a very insightful comment, and he said, if we trade that giant swing high into the top strike of the JPM collar, his point was that he said bears will short it the whole way up. And it was a short comment that it works on both sides. Bulls will tell you when I'm screaming at a bull, hey, we're heading into seasonal weakness, and a bull cries the entire way down, whole way down, and only screams, oh, it's so deep, oh, it's worst ever, oh, but now I'm panicking. When is it going to turn around? And you're like, well, I told you it goes from mid-February sometimes into mid-April, maybe even late April for the indexes. You might get a nice squeeze up in the middle of it all, but market's not supportive yet for you. Same thing could happen on the inverse. So if you sit here and you tell a bear, hey, look to see if they attempt to change sentiment. Careful in case we have positive flows coming in on the 14th. It is possible, not guaranteed, but possible that we could start Rampo-Rama on the 14th, continue Rampo-Rama on the day after VIX expiration, because they're trying to monetize the VIX, by the way. And then also this Rampo-Rama up into literally like 4 p.m. on OPEX, and then literally into 4 p.m. of end of month. Does it mean it's going to happen? No. And it didn't mean it would happen that we rolled over in mid-February either, but you're prudent about it, aren't you? You're hedging the markets from a top in mid-February, and you're looking for that change and what you're being told. And I want you to watch out for that where we are. I want you in the opposite of that, right? I want you to start paying attention to, hey, are they buying the dips? Hey, are they beginning to break out? Hey, are they running positive puff pieces, or the positive puff pieces that are run are being focused on for some kind of a move higher? So I want you to pay close attention to that, because if you are a bull, you need that to move higher. So let's look again. We'll go on a 30-minute basis here, take a quick peek around. It's beginning to come back down here and close the gap from overnight right now. You're just down here trying to buy dips, okay? Down here trying to buy dips, and trying to break out from this zone right here, right? Come up here, come back down, grab that hourly trigger, and we're buying again to ... Start moving to the upside. Now, I showed you that 14th for money flow chart. Today is the 12th. Surprise, surprise. Today is the 12th. We got the 13th, and we got Friday. I mean, imagine waking up from Friday or Thursday or Friday, shorts coming off, real traders saying, you know what, it's getting a little bit risky for me. So you got the 14th right here. I don't know where it is, somewhere over here. There it is right there. You get the 14th right over there. At some point, there comes a point where you don't want to be short. Comes a point where you take your money and you run, and you don't want to get caught in some kind of ramporama in here. Ramporama. You don't want to get caught in that. Now, your like traditional, regular retail bear they might short the whole way up or whatever, but the rest of the market's going to say, fuck you, we don't care. This is where momentum is heading. And rather than chasing momentum or moving with momentum, you'll be fighting it. You don't want to be that trader. Same as when we're making the move lower, you don't want to be that trader that's fighting the momentum to the downside. You don't want to be fighting the momentum to the upside. And I'm sure there'll be a bear telling me on my fucking chat, if we begin to break up and to the right, screaming at me saying it's what are this they use the same shit as FOMO bulls use. It's fraud. It's mechanical. This market can't do anything right. Whatever fuck it is they're saying. So be down here buying dips, closing gaps. Yeehaw. Right? And we'll try to make this breakout happen. I do want to point out to you this morning some key things have happened so far. We have this high here, that high there, new high right there, new high right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, showing a series of higher highs. We've got the low hammered in, higher low, and we're looking for another higher low somewhere in here or right in here. I want you to pay attention to that low right there. And this one right here. In particular, right around 556.59. We can get down just a little bit more excess down here. Whoop. See if these buyers are still here, right? They're here. They're here. They should be buying like here and here, somewhere in here, in this zone right here. If you're greedy like I am, you could wait till down here. Could wait to 554.27. But like 556.5 would be a nice place to check in and see if we can buy there. You are looking for a bounce, of course, right? We're always looking for the doom and gloom, right? The new high, and then we're back off and running again to the upside, okay? Coming back down here. Good morning, by the way. How y'all doing out there? Cutting up some, these are all gaps right here, all these red things. Oh, there you go. Pivot point right there. See if we can get down here and grab a nice little fat dip for a Wednesday. I gotta unban Chase. I got a few bans I gotta unban. Hold on here. Hold on, I'll look and see. It's a pain in the ass to like, for me at least. There was someone that the other day that said something like, you banned Chase or something. No, I don't know if it was Chase, it was somebody else. I think that people have this, people think that I run this whole fucking thing like with like 12 octopus arms. I don't. There's a huge group of producers that put this thing on from the beginning to the end. We have people. We've got a team, massive team that work this what we do here. I have to thank them, by the way. It is a huge undertaking. So one day someone was saying something. I think one day someone was basically saying something to me like, yeah, you do the whole thing, bro. It's all you. I'm like, no, it's not. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go in and find out how to ban that guy. Bam! Ban his ass now. I know how to use the ban hammer again. But it's not that easy for me. I have a lot going on. I wish I got to do the video where I show you guys what's going on from the back to the front. Like I'll be typing in the chat and Discord. I'm not looking at the Discord and I'm not looking at the keyboard, and I'm like typing while talking to you about something, and it's like all cap locks. I'm like, oh shit. Or I'm mistyping, or the keys are sticky and I'm not paying attention. Well, I'm paying attention, but I'm trying to do so many things at one time that it's hard for me to always do things the right way. I think about that a lot, you know. I'm like, man, if I wasn't doing all this crap, I could form a complete sentence that doesn't seem like it's just off the cuff talking. Like, yeah, I'll put together a concept of a concept of a concept of a plan, and a thesis of a thesis of a and then like write out a complete thought, mechanically sound. Hold on a second here. Let me see if I can do this. What do I gotta do here? I gotta go into the depths of hell here. See if I can find this. I don't know where the fuck it is. Settings, maybe? Nope. Wait a minute. Community moderation. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you how many moderators we have on just YouTube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 moderators. It's insane. Hidden users. Is this a ban? Is this for bans? How about this? We're going to do a few things. I see some people in here. We really have hidden users? What's a hidden user? That's fucked up. Hold on here. I got people in here that shouldn't be in here. Hold on. We're going to unban some people. Oh, there's Chase. Dude, why did I put... Hold on a second. I got people here that should not be in here. All right, I'm going to get rid of that one. Chase is unbanned. I see him in here. Naked HD Fun Best Adult Dating. We'll leave that one on. Who else is in here? Like lots of bots. We got shit tons of bots in here. How did I ban him? How do these people get banned? This isn't me. Hold on one second here. Hello? I'm getting yelled at. Okay, so I just figured something out as I got the phone call. So, like, I see John Haggerty is banned, but he's not. So these are fake accounts. So these are like John Haggerty, like a bot that pretends they're John Haggerty. Okay, so I just got yelled at not to unban everybody. I did unban 2 people that I did see in there. I saw Chase Winter. I unbanned him, and I don't know who the other person was that I banned. We're gonna try this again. I don't know if it was Anthony, Alex, or Leonard. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Kyle Davis. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know who that other person was. I feel bad now. But I'm going to unban someone else. Everybody gets a second shot. Jimmy Berry, I unbanned him. Jimmy Berry, if you're out there, I gotta say something to you. I need you to not call out people because of their race, creed, sexual orientation, any of that stuff. If I catch ever again disparaging certain peoples, that'll be the last time. And we all like you, Jimmy. If you're watching this morning, we all like you. We just can't. Times have changed. People have. I don't want to call them softer because they're not. But tastes change. And Jimmy, I need you, if you're watching this, to understand that when I was a kid, when I was a young boy, my grandfather fought in World War II, and the disparaging things that he had to say about Japanese people in particular, I would never ever repeat. And when I heard it as a boy, I was shocked by how easy he spoke like that. I didn't grow up in World War II. It wasn't acceptable when I was a kid to speak like that either. And he also would not ever use a Japanese product. It was a part of his generation. And so as the generations pass, new generations are born, and they have no time for it. We, as the grown-ass old adults, need to remember our childhoods and things that we heard our forefathers say, and how we didn't speak like that, and honor that in our children. So I have to say it one more time, right? One more chance, Jimmy. If you're out there, then there'll be zero tolerance. So, and I think we have to do that every 3 months or a year or whatever that is. But I'll give everybody a chance, and we've put you on. You've been on punishment now for a period of time. Chase, if you're out there and you're watching, go back to doing whatever you're doing. We love you, by the way. And if whoever that other person was that I banned on YouTube when you were blaming me, and so I banned you personally, just so you knew that, yes, I don't have any problems telling you if I'm going to ban somebody. You can always send, I don't know what your name is. If you send me an email at captainjimjames@gmail.com, just say, hey, this is my name on YouTube, I will unban you as well. So there you go. This is a day of, what do they call it today? I don't know what they call this. We're going to save that right there. I'm sure they call it days like today, but yeah, I get it. There are going to be things. This cycle's not over, too. If you're a young person today and you have no time for that speech, you are going to find yourself one day an old man. And I need you to not say, these goddamn kids are overly sensitive. It's a tale as old as time, isn't it? The cycles of society. It really is the tale as old as time. I said things when I was in the Army that I am offended that I said at that time period today, that I would say these things. I would dehumanize. I was taught in the Army to dehumanize an enemy. And it's not who I am as a person. I feel terrible for that. My older, wiser age. Unwiser. But remember that, so that when you get older too, you're more than likely going to be told things from a younger generation that you're old and you're outdated. You're not a cool kid, and the things that you're saying are unacceptable. So remember that when you're old. And I get that. I had as a matter of fact, who's taught me a lot about that is Winky Face. Be the better man. Always try to be best you can. Try to be the better man, a better woman, better he, she, they, them, whatever you are. Okay, so well, let's move on from that. See if we can get a little bit more drag down over here, a little bit more cleanup in aisle 7 over here. See if we can catch a dip to buy at some point. We're close. We're getting really close. Sometimes they leave these little gaps behind. You know, we'll get a little funky. We're looking for a little bit of sign of life. We got a bear cross above, bear plane right here, 1 minute, 5 minute trigger. Pay attention to this. See if we can have a turnaround today. All right. Let's move on to some other topics here. Let's get out of this topic. Okay, next thing. So what else do we have going on? Boy, I'm sure that JPM caller post this morning pissed off the right people. Got to stir the shit pot. Woo, baby. Stir that shit pot. Stir at the top, stir it at the bottom. Just stir it around. Let's move on to some other stuff. Dude, then yesterday, I was writing the brief last night, right? And I saw like tariffs were taken off yesterday. Like they had like tariffs on, tariffs off, then new dates for tariffs. I can't even keep up anymore. I was gonna write that in the brief last night. I was actually gonna start writing about tariffs and then just stop and go, fuck it. Like in the brief, like, fuck it. There's nothing worth talking about. Like, it's like wasted breath. Speaking about tariffs, like there's no point. I was like, they start changing dates on tariffs. Then I looked up Alcoa. We were talking about Alcoa at the beginning of the tariff conversation. Because then I'm like, let's look at some. How many U.S. smelters do we have? CNF, I think, is one of them. They've been pumping the past 2 days. I think there's only 2 smelters, right? I think South Carolina has a big smelting, and I think Alcoa and another company, 2 companies in the U.S. have new smelters, and one of them was popping, and they're cheap. I think they're like $10 or $12. I think it's CNF or something like that. But tariffs, I'm like, what do we do with tariffs here? Like, I just got this one in. Ready? Canada will announce counter tariffs on additional Canadian $30 billion, $20 billion U.S. of U.S.-made products on Wednesday after the Trump admin went ahead with levies on steel and aluminum, according to people familiar with the matter. We got, like, China tariffs are off again. They were on, or not China. Wait, no, yet. China's going to fight fentanyl. Mexico tariffs are off. There's a lot of, like, on-off tariffs, right? Am I going crazy here? Are we doing that? No? Don't let these teenagers tell me how to think and feel, Cap. They don't. They definitely don't tell me how to think. That's a guarantee. I mean, that's for sure. I have to spend but how I speak to teenagers or young people is to get to them and say, because you know the one, like if there was one life lesson, if there was one life lesson, it's that a lot of the things my elders told me from wisdom, I threw in the trash. I was like, they're wrong. Things have changed. Times are different. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I've paid for those in my adulthood. I've definitely paid for those in my adulthood. In particular, probably my physical health, the damage that I've done to myself through the military and working out and fighting, hiking, biking, surfing, breakdancing, all that stupid shit. That was one of the biggies for me, at least. And I had to go back and apologize to my dad for a lot of shit too. Spent many years going back to my father and saying you were right and I was wrong on so many things that he was trying to trying to help me with. What's going on with my glasses here? My glasses are all messed up. I don't know if it's my glasses or if it's I don't know if it's the spring air, maybe. Let me wipe all this stuff off. Can't tell why my vision is having like a hard time focusing, or not focusing, but I'm seeing stuff in my glasses like dust. But it could be the air. I'm gonna buy another dip here. We almost ready? So close. Okay, so tariffs are all over the place. I don't even know where to start with tariffs at this point. Let's go back to yesterday. Hold on a second here. Tens of thousands of Mexicans rally with president to celebrate U.S. decision to delay tariffs. Okay. Time was that at? This was yesterday at end of day yesterday. President Trump said he was reevaluating plans to double steel and aluminum tariffs on Canada to 50% after Ontario announced it would suspend a 25% surcharge on electricity sent to the U.S. Did you guys see the tax submarine that surfaced in Canada? Yes, or 2 days ago. That was kind of cool to see. Trade advisor Navarro, no 50% steel and aluminum tariffs on Canada tomorrow. April 2nd, we begin the process with reciprocity. That was yesterday at 4:30 in the afternoon. White House, no exemptions on steel and aluminum tariffs. 25% steel and aluminum tariffs begin at midnight. So there are counter statements within minutes of themselves. White House 25. This is 5 minutes after that. 25% tariff on steel and aluminum with no exceptions or exemptions will go into effect for Canada and all our other trading partners at midnight, March 12th. So that's I don't know if that's midnight last night or midnight tonight. Can you imagine being the tariff guy at the port? Just being like, okay, I got tariff stamp out. Oh, maybe not. Sir, you're like, do I do this right now? Or what else do we have here? U.S. President Trump, Russia easier to deal with than Ukraine, aiming to reach $1 trillion of Department of Government expenditures savings. Uncertain if we will reach $1 trillion, but it'll be substantial. Has anybody been arrested for fraud yet? The government of Doge said that they were investigating fraud. I haven't seen any charges brought against anyone for fraud yet. What else do we have here? Hold on. One quick second here. Goldman's function for CPI saying if we get a 0.2%, market should be up 2.5%. That didn't happen. We are closing the gap, so we'll see if we get the after effect on that. Intel analyst Ming Chiku saying, quote, since President Trump took office, the U.S. government has been actively brainstorming with industry players to save Intel. IFS, one idea is a TSMC-led JV running IFS. Recently reported again, the problem is that the idea is still far from challenging to pull off, so it's not the main focus of the current fundamental analysis. The buzz around these brainstorming talks has cooled off after TSMC announced its $100 billion U.S. investment plan earlier. Still, I believe if geopolitics shift big time or Intel's 18A falls short, these brainstorming talks could heat up again. China is willing to cooperate with the U.S. on fentanyl. Well, that's the real problem, right? U.S. Secretary Lutnick, nothing will stop tariffs on steel and aluminum imports until we have a strong U.S. industry. I agree with this part. Or some of tariffs I agree with. I'm not anti-tariff, to be honest with you. There's some of the stuff I'm not anti about at all. It's who's doing it that I'm anti. Some of this stuff, not tariffs, but other things. Who's doing it matters to me. But like Lutnick saying, nothing will stop tariffs on steel and aluminum imports until we have a strong U.S. industry. We need that industry. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. There isn't. There's no if, ands, or buts about it. We're going to add copper. Some foreign steel will go up. Canada has to work with us to integrate the economy. We'll bring tariffs down if other countries do the same. We also need Mexico to become a manufacturing powerhouse. We do not want the same situation as COVID, do we, if we go to war with China? If we go to war with China, you do not want that same. The same people will be whining if we go to war with China. That is a real threat to the United States. If you're a United States citizen, we need you to know that that is a real, true threat. I hope that doesn't happen. Of course, I don't want to see that happen. But and we are the world's second largest manufacturer in the world. I don't know if you know that. I know that we always say everything comes from China. That's not true. But we have critical things that we do not manufacture in the United States that we need to be able to manufacture in the United States, or source, or smelt, or our partners, Canada and China, or excuse me, Canada and Mexico, to some lesser degree, other countries in Europe. So I'm with Lutnick on that one. JPM narrative on Europe stays positive. We keep a net long allocation, but with SX5E put spread hedges, we like more the tactical buy the dip in the U.S. Agreed, but with a sell the rally mentality. So they're trying to say to you, we're selling any of these rallies this rest of this week until flows come in, and then if we squeeze up and to the right, they're saying that they want to hedge that on the upside for that perceived April weakness, early April weakness. Canada will announce counter tariffs on an additional $30 billion. I told you about this on aluminum and I believe steel as well. Grizzly's research out short on XP says XP's Gladius fund is a Madoff-style Ponzi scheme propping up the fintech's profits. Man, I watched a show on YouTube yesterday where a guy deconstructed Tesla's cyber taxi. Oh. Talk about a Ponzi. The cyber taxi is like an utter Ponzi scheme. Oh, man. I watched it last night. It was like a half an hour of my life to suffer through, but I hate watching these things. And then of course, like Tesla gang comes out, and they like little like gremlins running around trying to say this is fake, false, bud. But this guy did the math on cyber taxis, and I was like, oh fuck, here we go. I don't want to talk about it on the show. Maybe if you guys want to see the link, or let me see if I can find it here. We'll send Tesla gang up the wall. See if I can find what I watched here. I'll post it in the Discord for you if I can find it. Hold on here. Between all the crazy shit over what? See this? I don't see it there. Nope, it's not that one. Nope, not that one. Where did I see this? Up there we go. Can I copy the link address? Copy link address. I haven't been in the Discord in a day. I've been in the administration Discord. Post that if you want to watch it on your own. It's on the absurdity of cyber cab, cyber taxi. Dan Ives was bearish on Tesla and Doomberg today. I did not see that. He's normally a pretty big Tesla bull. I did not see that. I didn't see that. So I'll look for that. It was really scary to. We're going to finally talk about recession today. Recession. We're going to talk about recession. I saw on Reddit last night. I saw many posts from people asking how that. One post I saw on Reddit, someone said, what's a good recession indicator? And I'm shocked at how much Reddit doesn't know. There were some people saying the VIX in something called the stock market. And then people came in and said, no, it's not the VIX. But then some of the answers were given on how to find out if the economy is in danger. Gave some poor indicators. So they brought up like lipstick, a bunch of different stuff. But what we'll do this morning is I've been promising this and we haven't done it. So we will do that this morning. I will show you a way to look for recessions. Easy, free way to look for recessions. And I'll show that to you here in just a bit. So I have that on my list of things to go over this morning. Yeah, Dan Ives is normally a Tesla bull. I'm a Tesla bull. I'm not an Elon bull. I'm a Tesla bull. But I'm not a Tesla Kool-Aid drinker. And I doubt that Ives is either. Oh yeah, baby. Come on down. Give me a little bit more. Let's have a bit more. Don't bounce yet, or bounce and fail. Just give me the wiki, baby. Wicket good, as David AMS would say. Wicked good, baby. Closing the pre-market gap right now. Yeah, I'm with you, David. If the Ives was bearish, the White House will do more than harm than good. So there's a danger. We'll address that this morning. I think I addressed it briefly this morning. I tried to hint at it, but I didn't want to say it on the show. I said it was the pinnacle of post-capitalism. Seeing the White House lawn Tesla pump. It's we had a bit of that during COVID, didn't we? Trump would come out and pump specific products. Um, it's not normal to see that in America. There's always been that separation, uh, to an extent, or it's under the covers, or it's just not blatant. Um, because it looks like cronyism, doesn't it? I'm not for it either. I'm not for. I do think it does more harm than good. GS on degreasing. What inning are we in? This was from yesterday. I put that in the brief yesterday, right? This is from the brief from last night. What inning are we in? Each episode is unique from a driver's and duration standpoint. It's always difficult to determine where we are on the risk unwind process. Through Monday, our best guess is that we're currently in the middle innings of this episode. Most people seem to think we're in innings 7 and 8. In the cumulative notional terms, the combined degrossing activity by HFs on Friday and Monday is large versus history, largest in 4 years, one of the largest in the last 15 years with a z-score of minus 4.5. That being said, the combined degrossing on Friday and Monday is less significant in size when expressed in percentage terms as total gross market value. Yawn. Largest in 2 years, a z-score of minus 3 versus the last 15 years. It's funny, we're trading 557 right now. If you were to look on a chart right now, I don't see this degrossing that they're talking about. But if I were to put up a chart for you right now, like, hold on, let me show you. I don't want to see if I were to show you here. If I were to show you where SPY is, it's ridiculous. There's we're 3 days away from all time highs. It's kind of fucked up. I guess I can feel for a bear that says we need more down. I mean, it basically looks fairly similar to last August. It doesn't look that bad at all to me. It looks good to me. And maybe I'm just more of a buyer of this stuff. I love pullbacks like this. What else do we have? Canada, China, more talk on steel, aluminum. Lutnick going off on steel and aluminum. Canada going off this morning a little bit. Some talk about crude this morning. What else we got here? Go over one last thing. Just guess I'll cut speed this morning. Can I restart this? You're having trouble connecting right now. A lot of talk about OPEC this morning. U.S. retail early morning equities selling turns to buying. U.S. retail market making clients had $5 million of outflows on Tuesday as early morning outflows were offset by retail buyers stepping in during the afternoon session. With buying spreads across ETFs and utilities and financials. That's a big one right now. Everybody's saying long financials. Retail selling over the past month is set to wipe out all dollars that were put in equities immediately following the U.S. presidential election in November. What else? I'm not seeing anything else at this point this morning. I think we're good. Gaps almost closed from last night. We're getting close. 556.57. Personally, I'd like to see us come down a little bit more. I'd like to see us get all the way down here before we go higher. I'll look for a bounce. Just one more second. I got a few more things to do. Do I got to log out maybe? Yes, log out. Reset that. Here. What is that? Why can I not? Is this like something there? Give me a second here, gents, ladies. Gamma flip is coming down. We've got people rolling hedging to the downside. Talking about gamma here for a minute. Hold on, let me just take a peek at gamma. You know how I want to show you guys one more thing here. There is potential to go down deeper. That would be 4 right there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I was telling you that I'm trying to buy this right here. There is some potential of a bloodbath down here. Not guaranteed, but we'll watch it closely here. I was looking at this on, let me show you guys something really quick. I always like 4s. I like 3s, but like 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your eyes on, there's that 5,500 bar. So this is, so I want you to know that like 5,500 is a big jump point. Hoping to get this yesterday. There's a giant gamma bar down here in this yellow bar. Just keep your eye down here just in case. That's 525. That's 5550. Now, I want you to notice something here. So there's a gamma bar. There's a gamma bar right here. And there, like you can see, like they're breaking above it and they're pushing it down, right? Breaking above it, push it down. Above it, pushing it down, no chance. trying it again. And the next major gamma bar is here. Not here. Down here. 550. Maybe I should draw this like this. Visually to show you, but this is telling you no, this is weak. This is strong down here. Be careful of, see how you have this, you're like, yeah, it's going to hold, and then it's like wham, right? They're gonna attempt to do some shit like that. Now I don't know if that plays out, but just keep it on your radar. And we were looking at this yesterday. I want to show you this. If I can. Oh, dude, come on. Why does fucking thing never want to show? It always jumps when I want to show this. It's lower than that. It's lower. There's a. Can I show it like that? There's one more lower. One more lower. One more lower than that. There it is. See it down there? Am I going crazy here? Come on, man. Right there. No, fucking hold your. God, it's down here. It doesn't want to show itself. Hold on. So this is 5525, and this is 5487 down here. We got to be really careful of that one down there. We'll monitor it closely. Hold on. I gotta get it to, dude. Seriously, like, there's like fucking book maps sometimes. That looks good right there. I think that'll work. We're still selling here, so just be careful. We buy no dips until we tell you in the Discord to buy a dip. Actually, we shouldn't say that publicly, should we? Shouldn't be saying that publicly. Sound is down on Twitch. Oh, I see that right now. If you've lost the audio, some of you may have not lost audio, but it's saying that I'm losing audio here. I'm going to reset the stream so that the audio comes back. Give me just one moment. I've got issues on